Don't search for us. This is the sentence that started one of the newest mysteries in Minecraft. It was found in one of the books in a channel called Sick MP3. 1 month ago, a channel uploaded 5 videos. They are quite strange. They tell a story where the closer you get to the answer, more dangerous it becomes. But let's see it for yourselves. In the first video, Sick MP3 says in the description that she found this word in her Minecraft menu. She asks, "Is this normal?" The player walks toward a village, but once she gets there, we notice something strange. The first house is sealed with dirt blocks. The player stops and looks confused. She breaks the blocks and suddenly we don't have many clues yet about why she looks at the moon. Let's keep watching. Once inside the house, we see this wasn't randomly generated. There's a painting which already makes us think someone else lived here before, and a chest with some unusual items. A totem of undying, a harness, a compass, and a book. The items don't tell us much yet, but the book might show us who was here. The book seems to belong to someone named Nora. It looks like a personal diary, so the creator of the video reads so it to find out what happened here, and why the house was sealed. I have built my first house in Minecraft. David keeps calling it ugly. I will steal his food for that later. Anyway, I hope we find diamonds when we're traveling. A creeper blew up Now's house. LMAO, I'm crying. Today we just went to the nether and found a baby gas. We took it home and raised it together. The gas name is Cloudy. David's loot just despawned, lol. I feel bad, but he barely had anything in his inventory. I'll give him some of my stuff later, lol. Now didn't care about that, by the way, LMAO. Don't search for us. This book leaves us with a few messages we can't fully understand yet. Who are Nora, David, and Now? And why don't they want us to search for them? After finishing the book, we can see the inventory of the player recording this. We notice this is a girl wearing a zombie skin. We don't know yet if this has any connection to the story, so we can draw conclusion, but it's strange on its own. When we reach the second house, also sealed, and go inside, we find another chest. Inside there's another book. It has more details about what could have happened in this world. This one doesn't seem to be written by any of the 3 players who used to play in this world. The author is unknown, and the title, Tomb Open, leaves us with more questions than answers. What were they trying to hide by selling this house? Let's see what it says. The author seems to be David. He writes, "I feel like something it was in us. I have had this feeling for a while, and I never told Nora now about it. I don't want to scare them. Something was watching them, and something terrible happened, but I know that they sold their own house." The second video shows the player walking calmly. Then she spots a path of torch leading somewhere. At one point in the video she walks off that path, and right then we heard this. It doesn't sound like a normal Minecraft mob, and she isn't in the cave. Whatever it is, the player doesn't seem to notice what just happened. She decides to keep following the torch. In this video we notice something intriguing. The trees appear cut halfway. It's as if someone couldn't finish the job. The torch she was following led to a ravine. Everything looks normal, until we see 3 red marks at the bottom. This makes us think the worst. At this mark for Nora, David and now? But the strangest thing in this video isn't something we see, it's something we heard. At minute 2:15, behind the player we heard something hit a cow. But what if something that happened early in this video was even stranger? Right after the strange sound at the start of the video, the player turns around. We see something. A bat flying about around in daylight. That's technically impossible in Minecraft. And a hit someplace just seconds later. So whatever CMP3 is trying to find, it might be leading her straight to her own end. The third video gets even more disturbing. It starts with the player entering a house with a sign that says Nora. So this is probably her room. But once she goes inside, we see this. A word, help, surrounded by dozens of things. The book says, everything feels so real. I can feel the ground I'm walking on. I can feel the pain after punching a tree to get work. Now just that. This is not real. This is not real. Please let us go. I miss my family. I miss my little brother. I don't want to die here. Please. This message is strange. What if the thing watching them is also the one who trapped them? Now it won't let them live. If we look closely at the signs, we get a hint. One thing from Nora reads, everything hurts. In her book, she describes feeling the ground and the pain of hitting a tree. Does this mean they aren't just acting as a character? Are they really pulled from reality into a Minecraft world? Let's keep going with the video. The player moves to what looks like David's room. The first one who noticed something was watching them. In his chest, we find another book titled I'm Sorry, written by him. We can get out of here. We are trying to stay sane, but after he was gone, Nora went crazy and depressed. I'm trying to keep her safe. We have to stay alive and never let it take control of us. A week has passed. We are running out of food. We have to go out and hunt something to survive. I don't know if I can convince Nora to do that. I just don't want to lose anyone else. Nora is like a sister to me. Nora has been lashing out at me lately. I don't blame her. I think she's mentally unwell after being here for 2 weeks. I'm trying to stay sane too. I'm stressed too. I was the one trying to keep us safe. We fought. We haven't spoken since. I think she needs time to clear her head. I don't want to push her too hard. I really didn't want to. Here we learn they've been trapped for at least 2 weeks, and that David and Nora had a fight. He also says they need to hunt to survive, but that he doesn't want to lose anyone else. Does this mean dying in the game means dying forever in real life? And that's why they're so afraid to take risks. Let's continue. Opening the barrel, we find a spear. Maybe the one they used to hunt or to defend themselves from something. Whatever it is, the fourth video gives us more clues. In this video, we see a tower in the distance, surrounded by torches. Suddenly, the player starts at the moon again. Seconds later, at 0:26, We heard more hits behind the player. Climbing the mountain and reaching the tower, we find this. A king of altar surrounded by torches, as if someone wanted to summon something. Opening the barrel in the tower, we find another spear. We can be sure if it's the same one David had in his room. At the very top of the tower, we find another book, the 2nd of July 2010. This date happens to also appear in the channel description. When you translate the Morse code there, it gives the exact same date. Let's keep going to see how this date connects to the story. I'm so tired. It keeps pushing us, starving us, torturing us. I can't take it anymore. If there's anyone reading this book right now, please help me. Please search for me. Please end my suffering. Please search for me. I'm begging you. Something seemed to be torturing them. We don't know for sure who wrote this, possibly David, based on the mention of the spear. What we still don't know is what that day really means. Right after reading the book, the video has a few cuts that don't seem important at first. But if you thought this was disturbing already, let's move to the fifth and final video. The title, just like the description, is written in Morse code. The title says something like "My pain is finally over," and the description says "Thank you for helping me. I love you. From now on, I will always be there for you." Both feel like a goodbye letter. But to get the full picture, let's watch the video. It starts like all the others. Sick MP3 walking through the grassland until she reaches a king of cave. We see bats spawn again, right as the player climbs down, just like in the second video. But this time, there are two bats instead of one. On Chidons, we see the same path of torch again, guiding her towards something. And right at the end of the path, we find this. Another chest, another book, and on she takes it out, an unsettling sound. And this message. 3 sacrifices were demanded to save a single soul. Right at that moment, we heard something step behind her and hit her. With everything we've been seeing, let's try to put it together and figure out what's going on. Here's what I think. David, Nora, and Now started playing Minecraft together back in 2010, like anyone would. David wanted a new adventure, so he decided to try summoning something. The altar was meant for this. He picked the date from the book and the channel description, the 2nd of July 2010. That's what trapped all three of them inside the game. That's why David is the first one to notice something is watching them. He's the only one who knows he made a huge mistake. But by the time he realizes it, it's already too late. After losing Now, David and Nora start to fight. Nora, feeling desperate, begs for help everywhere. Those things show her cry for help aimed at that entity. In the end, she doesn't survive. David is the only one who stayed alive for years, exactly until today, 16 years. We know this from the totem we saw in Nora's house, in the first video. He was trying to give it to her, asking for forgiveness, but it was already too late. And this is where Sick MP3 comes in. Someone who, for some strange reason, finds this world. Maybe because David finally found a way to reach out. David is the one getting sick MP3 straight into danger, because the entity watching them demanded a third sacrifice to set him free. When she reaches the cave, David finds the perfect moment. He can end her life with the same spear he used for hunting. Finally, after 16 years, he feels free. So this is Sick MP3. 3 players were sacrificed to save one soul. Meanwhile, a girl finds this world on her Minecraft menu. She records everything until she meets her own end. If more information or interesting theories about Thick MP3 come out, we'll make a part 2 talking more about it. If you liked this investigation, don't forget to subscribe and check out this other video, where we talk about something similar.